Hello and welcome to Gentlemen and Whiskey. This evening we have a fun time planned. I actually have my mic on this time, so I'm ahead of the last two times when I did that accidentally. In a couple minutes we will have on Pete Perez. He is our guest tonight. He's also DarkmeatPete on TikTok. If you want to join and follow him, his links are in the description. He is also on Facebook. He's a member of the PA Bourbon Squad. So if you are at all interested in the content that he puts through, great place to check him out. That's actually how I found out about him and invited him to be a part of our live tonight. So I have sent him a blind. It is Bourbon Blinds with Friends, although he might not have just bourbon. We've had some rye. We've had some other things in our blind so far, so don't want to give anything away to him. Early stop in was Johnny Dean, stopping in to say cheers. I might be able to join you later on. Bourbon Battalion, who was our guest last week. Cody, what's up, man? Good to see you. So we're doing giveaways tonight. We're doing chat giveaway. So already we've got 2 names in the chat wheel. I'll fix that later. And then we will give away things for that. So tonight's giveaway for the chat, pours of what Pete's drinking tonight. So stay tuned to see what those are. We're giving away also a sticker pack of, let me throw up my GoPro here. These Summer Vibes collection. I also have them in t-shirts. They are available in our merch store. And then just Santa Glenn himself, if you are not aware, Santa Glenn is kind of our unofficial mascot here on Gentlemen of Whiskey. He came about on Christmas. He is a Glencairn, so that's pretty fun. Yeah, so that is our chat giveaway. Should have kept the GoPro up. And then we are giving away, I have obtained another bottle. Actually, Justin has one and didn't want it from the other week. So this is a Smoke Wagon Uncut the Younger. You cannot buy these anymore. They have converted to being Desert Colt, so this is an older one. And I think it's a good one. Then we're also giving away pours of what Pete's drinking tonight, in addition to a Gentleman and Whiskey hat. And there are 2 ways to enter that. If you are a member of our YouTube channel or our Patreon, you get automatic entry. So that's fun. There's already 19 names on the wheel because Joe Unfiltered, who's our guest on the August 10th, gifted a bunch of subs. So that will come down at some point. Or you can give a $5 super chat. That also enters you to win. Got another name for the wheel, John Crawl. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Love to know what you guys are drinking. I know Johnny Dean just moved, although he managed to move all of his bottles successfully, which is an impressive feat. So tell us what you're drinking. In the meantime, I'm going to bring on our guest, Pete Perez, coming in. Ooh, hold on one second. We got a cheers first-timer, Bourbon and Balls. Welcome to Gentlemen and Whiskey. Hope you enjoy your time here. Yeah, so we're going to bring on Pete. Pete, how you doing tonight? You are live.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. Hello. Hello. I'm excited to be here. I wouldn't want to spend it any other way than drinking some whiskey and being on your live. So thank you for allowing me to be here and have the honor to just talk and really chat about the love that I have for bourbon and whiskey and everything else. So.
I feel confident saying it is a shared love. So that's why we're here tonight. That's why, you make content. That's why I make content. And we're just going to have some fun doing what we love.
Absolutely.
All right. So first things first, how did you get into whiskey?
Oh, well, it was Christmas time and I was going into the liquor store to just pick up some wine for the missus. And all of a sudden there was a rush to this area and I was like, what is going on? What's happening? And I don't know if you can guess it, but it was Buffalo Trace sitting in a case on the ground. So that was kind of my introductory. So I bought a bottle of that and I was like, hey, this is not bad. Like I started to kind of slowly getting into it. And I was looking online, someone said, if you really want to get into it, try Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond. And I had that. And that's when the epiphany went off. I was like, there is something here. That bottle was just magical. And so ever since then, I've been on the hunt, picked up, maybe done a little bit more than I should have, but I just it's an obsession, and there's a healthy balance of it,
Yep.
and so right now I'm trying to find that healthy balance. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, I find almost the tough part when you're first getting into whiskey isn't the not drinking it, it's the not buying it, like
Right.
at a substantial rate. So
Yeah.
yeah, it just kind of is what it is. We've got a couple of comments. You have a fan in the comments tonight, Brent Horder. Not sure if you recognize the name. Donald Smith
I do.
says cheers. I'm assuming he's drinking. It says A107, which I'm assuming is Weller Antique. Andy
Weller
Gonzalez
Antique,
says cheers, guys. All of you guys are on my wheel, so congratulations. I think it's time to drink some whiskey, man.
Let's go. I'm
All
ready.
right. So you have sample number 1. Do you have them poured up already, or are you pouring them?
I
as we
do
go?
not. I'm just gonna pour it right in.
Okay.
That's straight from your sample.
Perfect.
Now this is coming in what 96 proof, 96.77.
Yeah.
You can see that.
Yeah, it is.
Ooh.
You look on the GoPro here. In my 717 Bourbon Society lens. Can you see my GoPro?
I cannot see your GoPro now.
Okay. Let me make sure that you can see that.
There's a deep richness to this. I'm trying to pick it. It's like a hardiness. It's a darker color than. There's like a nuttiness, I think I'm picking up.
Yeah. To me it's like deeply fruity. Like it's
like a fruit,
yeah.
a fruit nut, like. Let's go. Let's see what we got.
Let's see what.
That screams like raspberries.
Yeah.
Berries, like that kind of.
Cheers, a little old fashioned. Welcome in. Bourbon besties are in the house.
It's got a good little viscosity to it. The legs are pretty good.
Yeah, the legs on this are crazy.
But it's like it's all around. That's a good pour. I do like that. It's hearty. It's definitely sweeter for sure.
Yeah.
Like it.
To me, it's got a little bit of like back end astringency, but it's not like wine, not like a Chardonnay, but it's just kind of like almost grounds some of those sweeter notes.
Yeah.
Bourbon Bessies asks, "What's the theme, John?" I actually have not told Pete what the theme is. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
So I just going off of this initial, and kind of talking to you a little bit earlier, it could be almost like finished product. I think that might be what this is. Definitely something finished in wine. Not necessarily maybe like port or something like that, bringing in that berry.
I don't mean this dismissively, but I can see where you'd think that. I'm playing it a little
Maybe not,
close
but
to
I
this.
definitely
Yeah,
get.
maybe.
I definitely get that. I mean,
I know you've done a series of the Starlight finishes recently.
right.
They're actually, I think, most of them behind your head.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Starlight. I like to become a spokesperson for them one day because I really the stuff they just came out with the 10-year too.
Yeah.
Yesterday, and I'd like to get my hands on that, but
They run a really interesting mash bill. I don't really know how to describe it, except maybe that ends up like the unfinished version of their bourbon. We were kind of talking a little bit earlier. We were doing a sound check and just kind of talking back and forth. You were saying that you just recently had a video where you were talking about maybe trying to get into single malts. I would say that the mash bill that they run, because it's 60% corn, 20% rye, 20% malted barley, and it has almost like a bridge towards the like the American single malt kind of thing, because it comes off pretty malty. So I think maybe that could end up being your bridge there towards the American single malts, possibly.
Potentially, yeah.
Andy Gonzalez is drinking Starlight Grape Brandy. It's a great one.
We definitely have that bottle. I haven't cracked it open yet, so
Yeah, the Tomar's pick is real good.
that's what
I'm
it
not
is.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I wasn't sure if I know you do a lot of picking up from the store in Hagerstown. I'm blanking on it right now.
Yeah, South Mountain Spirits. I do a lot there. Barrel Nation.
Barrel Nation.
They're
That's the one. Yep.
Barrel Nation. They had a charity event this past week. I think it was Wednesday, and I met those guys, and they are just fantastic. Just their palates align with mine, and just everything about them, just the knowledge and everything. So,
did you meet Jim? Jim fetch you?
I did. Yeah.
I've met him a couple times. He's donated stuff to the biggest effing raffle. He
Man, the freaking knowledge from Jim. Like, I could probably sit there and talk for days with Jim, like just talking about anything and everything. And he kind of talked to me about his history and how he got into it. And blew my mind just meeting him and talking to him for 30 minutes, so.
Yeah. He's a cool dude. I like him a lot. Chris Big Stick in the house. Bourbon Besties recovering from the weekend, so water in the glass. Totally get that. I met Chris and Sherry and Josh, who's the Kingpin of Smoke. He'll be on the channel in a week. And then Chris Beaver, who's a frequent flyer on the biggest effing raffle. Met them at Sagamore yesterday for a little bit. So they did the Sagamore tour, and I hung out with Sherry with my kid. So fun times.
I love Sagamore too. That's a great place. We went and toured, and it's crazy because I tell people when we went, my son he goes with me everywhere. My youngest, and he's a Ravens fan, so they picked up a bottle from their bar. They're like, this is literally the last one, but we didn't know they got his birth date and stuff like that. We went and did the tour, and they actually engraved like do not open until his 21st birthday.
Oh, that's cute.
Since that, like I'll forever be a more Spirit fan, like hands down.
Dude, their stuff is good too. I was just actually at my buddy's house, and I do first impression shorts, so we're doing a new one on the brand new Sagamore cast strength at 123 proof. So this is all their distillate, 7 years old, 123 proof, freaking phenomenal.
Yeah, they're double oak. That when I went and they let me try it there. And I was blown away by that. Like, I always talk highly of their double oak. It's fantastic.
So I guess that begs the question: are you a huge finished guy?
I'm. If it's good, it depends. I think a finish, it can be overdone. I think like the Rio, like Penelope Rio.
Okay, so you consider Rio to be overdone?
I think so. It's too sweet. I think there's a way to like put a glimmer of, hey, we finished it in this, and you get that sense and you're like, hey, that's good. But it just depends, because sometimes it can be overdone and too powerful as far as a finish. But I do like finished whiskey as long as they're good. But I know a lot of people, they stay away from it. They're too shy, you know what I mean, to really got to get into it. You got to kind of be into it.
Yeah. So we were talking Sagamore double oaked, I think, is still a mix of MGP and theirs. Rio is an interesting one for me. Rio and Havana are like, I don't quite know how I feel about them, although I'm actually in the midst of, so I did a Sagamore barrel pick. I have the barrel. It is to the distributor, so we're going to hopefully be selling that here pretty soon. So we're going to use the barrel itself to make a Rio clone. So it is currently sitting in my buddy Colin, who is in the comments right now. Said sipping on some Albarino cask finish, which is some weird wine. But
I saw that. That was like a recent release, I think. They've just posted that on their site. I'm pretty sure. I
just got it from the distillery yesterday, so
okay.
I'm assuming it's a decently new. But it's 4-year-old rye, then finished 4 years in Ambarino. I'm probably butchering that. Ambarino barrels, like wine barrels. So it's
That's a
crazy.
long finish too. Like a lot of
Yeah.
times they're 6 months, 3 months,
Yep.
maybe a year, but 4 years finished and something
Yeah.
that's definitely gonna pick up that flavor for sure.
Yeah, I did not do the tour
So,
yesterday, so I didn't actually end up getting to try it. But Chris Big Stick said that it was very tannic.
mm,
So we'll see
okay.
how that goes. Missing a comment or two here. Trisha Spriggs says looks good, Pete. Nice.
Thank you,
Uh,
thank you.
Bourbon Battalion Cody, who was our guest last week, said Barrel Nation crushes picks. Fun fact: Jim and I grew up in the same area. That's awesome.
Wow.
Barrel Nation, good guys. They donated a ton of great whiskeys year before last. Brent Horder says Oliver with several or exclamation points. I'm assuming that's
Oh
Jim's
yeah,
name.
yeah. Yes, yep. He
Uh,
goes everywhere with me. He's my little sidekick, and he
okay.
goes in and he's looking. And he's like, "Oh, there's Rabbit Hole, or there's George T. Stagg, or whatever." Like he's
Mm,
spitting them off, and people are like, "Who's this? Who's this
yeah,
little kid talking about this?" So yeah,
he'll get there.
yeah. Man, I have no clue on this. I definitely don't.
Do you want your first hint?
Yeah, let me have a hint.
Okay. Do you want to know state of distillation or do you want to know type of whiskey?
Let's go type.
It is a rye whiskey.
Okay. All right. See, and that's the thing on the back end. I definitely feel a little bit more of that peppery vibe to it. Jeez. All right, so
Bourbon
my
Bessie
last
says
little.
pro finished whiskey. Sherry's with you, man. She loves a nice finished whiskey.
Yeah.
What else are you picking up on this one? Let's talk about that.
Like I said, I think I'm getting a little nuttiness on that. Like I feel like there's a little bit of like nut berry. It's like a deep, rich red fruit. Like
Okay. Yeah.
raspberries. That's what I'm picking up from this. But a lot of times, what I've tried with that in mind, it's more of that port finish to it. It's like a port
Mm,
or a PX sherry. That's what I get from when I get those flavors from that. So,
okay. It's a solid guess.
all right, what's the state? What's the state?
State of distillation is. Hold on. I gotta check the bottle. I actually don't know. Distilled in Vermont and Canada.
Vermont and Canada. I can't say I've had anything from Vermont and Canada, hands down. I wouldn't even know Vermont and Canada.
There is one. I will say fairly big name distillery in Canada. We'll see if the people in the comments can get it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know offhand. Vermont and Canada.
Bourbon
Yowzer.
Besties said, but I also love Rio. Not too sweet for me. It doesn't
Mm,
surprise me, Sherry. There's some comments that I'm not seeing. I have a Twidget app, so it's supposed to show all the comments on the one side, but I can see the ones on here, and I'm missing two comments, so I can't highlight them. But Chris Big Six said that Albarino was too tannic for me, and Colin Nixdorf said you're right. So I'm wondering though if that is a prime candidate for like opening up at some point.
okay.
Maybe it'll open up and lose some of that tannicness. Chris Kager is in the house, and he got it correct when he said Whistle Pig. Whistle Pig is
Whistle
the
pig.
Vermont distillery.
Okay. All right. Yeah, and I've only had a couple of their samples, but I don't yeah, it's just Whistle Pig isn't I haven't really been fond of them.
Yeah.
It's not this isn't bad if it was being Whistle Pig, but um
I was gonna ask, what do you think of this one?
it's okay. Just off the bat, I would probably bring this in at probably about a 7.8, only because there's like on the back end, there's like a little bit of funkiness to it.
Hmm.
And I get that. It's like it's kind of like a bland funkiness to it. It's kind of weird, but
Okay, so what would you say your average is? Because 7.8 sounds high, but I've seen some of your videos where you give pretty decently average, like the way that you've described it, not saying that they're actually average
well, and
whiskeys, but
yeah.
things that
So
you've
the like
liked averagely, like an 8
averagely or
plus.
an 8.7 plus, those are like, hey, those are where you go grab a bottle of that.
Okay.
Everything else is kind of like they're okay. And that's the thing is like I try not to dog too many distilleries because I know there's a lot of hard work that goes into this.
Okay.
But there's somewhere I've had, and I'm just like, yeah, this is absolutely atrocious. So I try not to dog too much. But I think there's a range. Like when I drink this, I'm not like, oh, I can't take this. Like this is awful, but it's decent, you know.
Yeah.
So I very rarely rate under a 7.
Mm,
So that's the thing is like unless it's god awful, like I'm like,
yeah.
hey, it's good, it's all right. But once we get into that 8.7, the 9.2, that's where like it's really money.
Okay. What how there's a couple of people who've gotten it. Bourbon Bessie says spell check hates you. I think that's funny. Even though I think she's hating on Chris, but Chris has it spelled correctly. Uh so what necessitated how you rate whiskey? Like how you give your ratings? Like how did that, because feel like I'm not trying to shade you in any way, shape, or form here,
No,
but
no,
I feel
no.
like that scale is really top heavy. How did you end up getting to there?
So I think part of it for me is that again, I think it's based on the nose, right? And the
Mm-hmm.
nose is pretty decent. It's not horrible, right? We start there, and then we go into the actual initial taste. I know a lot of people they like to wait a little bit, or they'll say, "Hey, I'm gonna let it open up or whatever." And that's okay too. Like, but my thing is it's coming right out of the bottle. So what you get is what you get.
Yeah.
And sometimes, yes, they can open up a little bit, but my thing is that always varies because how you're gonna wait three weeks for every bottle,
Yeah.
or is it gonna be 48 hours? I'm gonna do another test on it.
Yeah.
So I think it's initial, but um, yeah, I think it starts with the nose, then it goes with the actual like initial taste just on the palate for me.
Yeah.
And I know like there's different scales, and I think last week you talked about it how there's like the ratings. Is it I forget what the rating was. I haven't really ventured into that.
Cody
Well,
uses the tequila scale that
that's it.
Drinks with Wayne came up with. I kind of I have like personally my own is like 5 is the pretty much like this is acceptable, this is drinkable. 4 is like there's flaws, but I don't like hate it. And then pretty much 3 and below is like differing shades of like this is awful, this is terrible, I don't want to drink this ever again, or I'm not going to finish this, like is a 1 for me. 6 is where I would consider like good. Like a 6 for me is probably Eagle Rare. I think a lot of people really enjoy Eagle Rare. For me, it's a good pour, but it's not like excellent. 7 is like the beginnings of good, like good. 8 is great. 9 is excellent, and 10 is my current favorite whiskey. So like there can only be one 10.
Okay.
So
And what's that 10? What's that 10 now?
currently it is I believe it's 2016 Hazmat George T. Stagg.
Okay.
So that is kind of where I'm at with that. I was actually having this conversation with my buddy Dave Warmingham, or Uncle Dave as I refer to him sometimes. Quick comments. My brain doesn't like a 10-point scale, is what Cody's saying. 100-point scale for me, although in theory a 7.8 is the same thing as a 78. 100% true. It's the same with 1 to 5 people. Like people who are like adamantly 1 to 5, you're just like double that and it's out of 10. So, I don't know. Jeffrey Wack is in here. Hello again, whiskey friends. I actually got around to putting my Hello Again Whiskey Friends sticker on my water bottle. I was on their channel March, I think, hanging out with them, helping them figure out what their whiskey of the year was. Bourbon Bessie says, haha, 100 is too many numbers for me. Edolina Thamez says, hello, son.
Hello, mother.
Ooh. Bourbon Bessie says, eyes. Eagle, 6 for Eagle Rare is wild. Yeah, okay. But you also have to remember, I'm a more proof, more flavor guy. So 90 proof is a little bit under my scale. I just think it's like, it's good, it's not great. Brent Horder asked, what is my 10? I think I got to that. Bourbon Battalion. I don't know why, but it's hard to differentiate between a 7.1 and a 7.8 if I can make sense of a 71 versus 78. Does it make sense when I type it out? No, but my brain makes sense of it. Love that. There's 100% things that I say. The grade scale makes sense. It's like a grade system with an A being 9 or above, B being 8 to 8.9, C 7.9 or 7 to 7.9. At 7.8, he's saying it's C+. I get that. I get that.
Absolutely. I mean, this being Whistle Pig, I mean, if that's what it is, and the only thing I can come up with is that, and like I said, I don't really bark up that tree a lot, but I think there was something, is it like Old World or something like that? I don't remember what I think they have something that's in Madeira or something like that.
Yeah, they have a bunch of different stuff.
I could be wrong, but
no, they definitely have Madeira. They're a lot of their like common offering, like their age stated offerings. The 10 is unfinished. The 12 is like, I think it's like PX Sherry and like Port or something like that. And then I think the 15 is Madeira cask. Bourbon Bestie said, I need a smile to frown scale, which is funny because I have made that. So for a while there, Gentlemen of Whiskey starting as a tasting group. So in 2020, I started a tasting group with a bunch of my friends, and we just started tasting whiskey together. And then my buddy Nate and I actually started like doing promo videos for that. And that is how the channel itself started. And then we've had like, Nate was a host for a little bit. It was Nate and I, and then, Brandon kind of took over for that, so it was Brandon and I, and then Brandon stopped at the end of 2023, so it's been pretty much solo me since then, although I've had guests here and there, but, so, making a long story really long here, we do, Google Sheets with Google Form integration for, like, for rating our whiskeys, for getting, like, a group consensus kind of thing, and my buddy Justin was like, I'm gonna need a scale that is entirely emojis. So I ended up making that using a pivot table to assign values based on the emojis. And so I have an emoji scale that will basically translate from emoji to 0 to 10.
Nice.
So I call that the Justin scale.
You can't get any easier than that. I mean, honestly.
So true. Chris Kager likes the 10 point. We're having a great conversation about how you rate whiskey today. I love it. 10-point scale, agree with the levels. Smile to frown scale is valid. Andy, thank you for the super chat. I'll make sure to add your name here in a second.
Well, I think that's the thing is like everything is it's so varied. Like there's so many different outlets that have different rating scales. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's insane. Like,
yeah. Brent Horder asked, does Dark Meat have a 10?
I do not have a 10.
Okay.
Well, I did have a 10 last year, and that was the Russell Reserve 15.
Okay.
From what I had tried. I don't have one this year so far. I haven't really found anything that was outstanding or anything like that.
So do your scales reset at the beginning of the year?
They do, yeah. Okay. So I just based on like that year, because everything, it's all fresh, you know, it's all new stuff, you know, unless I get something that like, if I were ever get a chance to get a 2016 George T. Stagg hazmat, like, I would probably be like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, so.
A couple comments, and then we're going to get to revealing for you so we can get on to more whiskey, because that's why we're here. Bourbon Bessie said, yeah, I'm surprised you gave it a 6. Okay, so she went the other way with the Eagle Rare thing. Zach, that checks. I could also go A to F, but then John throws some crazy S in there, and that all Fs me. Look, I didn't make the tier list scale. I just used it. I adopted it. It's fine. Bourbon Besties said, I would love to befriend Justin. Intro, please. Ooh, I don't know if you would actually like Justin. If Colin's in the comments, I'm gonna need a determination from Colin if he thinks that Sherry would like Justin. Chris Big Stick said hazmat. We're gonna get to this question here. I'm gonna hold Chris Kager's question for a second. So, do you want to know what you're drinking?
Yes. Let me
Okay.
have it.
So I'll give you just the tip here, which is a throwback to our 717 the other day. Can you see the GoPro now?
I can see it.
This is Whistle Pig Alfa Romeo single
Alfa
barrel. So it
Romeo.
is 97.77 proof. So people in the comments got it. I've used this for a couple of different ones. I had the Only Drams guys on a couple weeks ago, and their theme was my guilty pleasures, because when you have somebody who's in SLB drinks on your channel, you kind of just got to figure out what they haven't had and go from there. So that was my plan. I was trying to get things that Trenton had not tried, and that was one of the ones that I went with. So what you're picking up on is it is a finish in green tea and lychee barrels.
Okay.
So lychee is I don't know if you're familiar. People in the comments might not be. Lychee is a fruit from Japan, and it's got like a mix of like passion fruit and almost peach. Like it's like kind of an in-between fruit there. It's very good. Yes, Chris Big Stick, you called it. I'm proud of you. So I do not typically like Whistle Pig. This is one that my buddy Vin got me to try, because he's a huge Whistle Pig guy. He loves like the Boss Hogs and everything, and he's like, you got to try this. And I was like, bro, I don't know. Like, I will trust you. He and I don't have like the same palate, but I'm like, kind of like, screw it, I'll give it a try. It is unlike anything else that I've had. Now, I do like Japanese flavors, if that makes sense, like kind of exotic, like Asian flavors. So this hits me correctly, and then like the tannic kind of aspect on the back end is what I get from like finishing in green tea barrels, because I find green tea to be like very, very tannic at times. So long story short, I love this pour. I think it's a really interesting one. It is very deep and very complex. I think almost too much so sometimes. So I think that's partly why I like it, but it does end up, it's almost so complex it's simplistic. Like it almost takes over the whiskey. So,
and that's the thing, I've never heard of that that had ever. So
it is a one-off. So it's a Formula One. Formula One does Alfa Romeo, and one of their drivers 2 years ago was a Chinese guy, and I do not remember his name. And I
was gonna say, so what year was that? What do you recall what that year?
This one I think came out in either 23 or 24.
Okay.
They did another run of it the year after, and then Stake, the gambling company, bought the Alfa Romeo team, and now they finish it in gin barrels, and it's not great. Yeah. Your reaction is exactly my reaction. So,
no, I think it's a good pour. I definitely get that fruitiness to it. I mean, it's good. It's definitely, for sure, it's good.
It is. When I say I used it for Only Drams, which seems like Colin is in the chat tonight. Only Drams app. Cheers, fellas. Colin, I just gave him the Alfa Romeo that I gave you. What was that? 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, something like that. So, it's one of those that's like so weird that it perfectly encompasses guilty pleasure to me, and I to some extent cannot explain why I like it. I just do.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's where we're at.
Good.
All right.
Good.
Moving on to number 2.
All right, let's go.
Pour it up.
I did pour it up while we were discussing the Alpha.
All right, so I'm going to go back
to... I think I caught on.
You think you caught on? Okay.
Yeah.
Chris
if this
Kager...
isn't... Go ahead.
No, go for it, man.
If this isn't Amberana finished, then I might as well just quit now.
All right.
Oh, I don't know. It's got that essence to it.
You sure you poured 2?
I did.
Okay. What's the proof on there?
114. Is that right?
That is
Do I have
correct.
it
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Okay. Hmm. That's initially what I get. There's like some kind of honey, amberana. Hmm. I don't know your expression of that's what you got. It's throwing me off here. Let's see. Let's see.
I may have messed up the order for myself, but if it's 114
Okay.
proof, that is for sure correct.
Okay.
So,
Let's see.
Colin Nixdorf is, I believe, talking to Bourbon Best. He's like, if you're ready for hot takes, strong hatred of Scotch, rates whiskey by smiley to frowny face, and bad sports team selection, you will be friends. Oh, ooh. See, he says bad sports team because he is not actually an Eagles fan like the rest of us. Actually, I don't know what sports teams you enjoy. I shouldn't say that. I'm a big Eagles fan.
Big Eagles fan.
Big Eagles fan.
I'm a Lions fan. I grew up in Texas, so all my
Okay.
family are Cowboys fans, and they're like,
Oof.
I'm the black sheep of the
All
family.
right.
So
Well, look, you made a better decision not being a Cowboys fan. Seems like you might enjoy this one.
I do. I really do like this one. Again, this is the to me this is like amberana finish minus the extreme sweetness, and it's
Hmm.
like it's on point. Um,
So Amberana doesn't always have that extreme sweetness. Like I think it's more a Rio thing because of the honey, and I
the
think there's
honey, and that I think it's what a lot of people equate it to. You know,
right. It
yeah.
I think there's also like I've had Amberana finished that were almost like cardboard almost like it had like a wet cardboard taste. Very
Mm.
interesting.
I
Oddly
definitely
enough.
get I definitely get honey from this though. That's the thing, but it's very minute. It's not
Yeah.
overpowering. I definitely get that. What's the state? Give me a hint for the state.
Ooh, it's not going to help you because it's Indiana. State of distillation is Indiana.
All right. Hmm. Jesus.
Sorry, I'm up making sure my comments wheel is updated
No,
while
no
you're
worries.
drinking some stuff, and then I've got a question that we can talk about while you're sipping and deciding on this whiskey.
This this is like cinnamon toast crunch all day long.
I agree with that very heartily.
Oh my gosh, this is like I could drink this as a daily. Like it's so good. I do like this one. It
Uh,
doesn't drink 114 either. Like it
mm,
to me it
yeah,
doesn't at
no,
least.
no, I get that. It is a little, it's a little proofy towards like the back end of the palate into the finish,
Mm, yeah.
but it is very it like pops in and then pops like right back out. Like it doesn't have heat on the finish, which is nice.
See the heat is quick,
Hmm.
but the finish lingers. Like I still like I'm still getting that right now. Like I'm still getting that cinnamon toast crunch, like that honey cinnamon toast crunch. Like it's just that it's all encompassing there. I like this one. Holy moly!
All right, so the question for us is, and I'll let you go first. What is each of your bourbon of the year so far in 2025? If the year were ending today, what would your bourbon of the year be so far?
Yeah, I haven't tried a lot. That's the issue. I haven't been able to get my hand on like a Jack 14.
Mm,
Now, again, reviews and all that, they're like, that's the bourbon of the year. So
mm,
the only thing that I've tried that really stood out, and I'm like, hey, this is that I think it's a big miss is, and people are going to be like, you're ridiculous, but it's a Jefferson. It's a Jefferson limited edition cast strength.
okay.
It's just so refined and smooth. Like I had to get a backup. But I don't I think a lot of people pass by it. I saw it at Fine Wine today, and it just blew me away. Like as far as Jefferson products, I could not believe the just the quality and value from it. So that's for me, that's the only thing that stands out so far. But I'm still waiting, hoping to get a Jack 14 or something like that. And obviously, there's so much that I still have to try, but
Yeah. Well, you may get
beer's not
people
on
call
it.
you crazy, but I'm not one of them because I very much enjoy it also. I had a first sip of it because I'd bought it. It hit Maryland. It went to Saubles first before it hit here in PA. So
Okay.
I was down there and I almost always buy one or two of his picks and then something that he gets that we don't for content. And that was the bottle. So it was like $73 down there. So I picked it up and I tasted it and I was immediately like, this reminds me of Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, specifically the C923. Like, it's not an exact replica. It's not. It's like an 8-year bourbon. It's not going to take the place of a 13-year-old bourbon. Like, there are very few times when that is going to be the case, but it is very tasty. It is great for what it is, and it's I think, more available version of the similar taste profile that you get from C923. So I
Yeah,
enjoy it also.
I see it everywhere, and I'm like, it's just it. There's like a refined quality to it. It's insane. Like when you just when you taste it initially, and you're like, it's like an elevated masterpiece for the value of what the price point. Like I just don't understand it. Like it's just it's a great bottle.
So
What about
mine so
go
far
for it.
is this bad boy right here, the Chocolate Whisper Redo from Woodford Reserve. It is 139.4 proof, oldest Woodford Reserve they've ever released. So it is not only the highest proof, which is a me thing. If you are not aware, I am more proof, more flavor. Uh,
Yes.
so it's highest proof and age they've ever released, which is bonkers.
Now, where'd you pick that up?
Secondary. It was a distillery only release, and
Okay.
I ended up picking. I actually grabbed a 2-pack. Like, I finagled a better price because my buddy Brad and I went halvesies on a 2-pack. Got the price down a little bit. It was
Okay.
definitely more expensive than it would have been had I gone to the distillery, but there was 0% chance that was happening. So, yeah, I think I've actually been thinking about doing my mid-year update because I feel like a lot of people, as soon as like July 1st rolled around, started doing their like 5 best whiskeys of the year so far. And I don't know that, like, I feel like it's too early. Like, I feel like a lot of the heavy hitters like release in like September, October, November, which means that Pennsylvania will get them in February of next year or
Yeah.
later. Um, yeah, but I just think that it's a little a little early for all of that. So yeah,
I
I'm
agree. I think I mean we even have the what is it, the Russell 13, which we hasn't hit PA yet either that I know of. That's supposed to be
yeah
coming out, right?
yeah.
Like
Well, that one just dropped on Reserve Bar, so it'll be another 6 months before PA gets it.
yeah.
Yeah, Reserve Bar is almost always the like big drop for them. So
I was gonna
it's
say it's like the
hitting
flagship drop.
Kentucky. Yeah, it's hitting Kentucky. I think it's hitting Tennessee, but it's not like everywhere yet. It is. I actively passed on getting one on Reserve Bar because I think it's too much money. Like,
Mm.
I think $200 for a 13-year-old product is too much money. That's kind of where I'm at. Like, I bought Russell's 15 last year, and I liked it progressively less each time I had it. Like,
Really?
it was
Mm.
okay. It was I will say I liked it a lot when I first got it, and then it just kind of like kept going downhill from there. So I had it
Well, I
even
know
blind.
well, that's the thing is that I know that I was talking to Nick Sobel and we were talking about
Yeah.
this because he talked about it was a Michter's 20, I think he was talking
Yep.
about and how like he had it and then just it kept like you have to once you open it, you have to get it into a smaller bottle. And then once you do that, like it kind of holds what it is, but it
Okay.
degrades. So I don't know if that maybe that's one of those kind of scenarios.
Well,
But I haven't opened.
I had it
Go ahead.
from multiple bottles. Like, I had it blind in our
Oh,
fantasy
really?
whiskey draft last year, which is turning into a
Okay.
fantasy whiskey league this year. So stay tuned for that. It's coming at the end of August. Um, And even that, I think I gave it like a solid 8, which I feel like on your scale would be about appropriate. But I feel like for me, that's like very low for what a 15-year-old 117 proof bourbon should be. Like, I feel like if I enjoyed it as much as I thought I did, it should be a 9 or 9.5. So,
Gotcha.
a lot of people talking about their fandoms here in the comments now. Sherry says, I mean, I also hate Scotch. The scale sounds perfect. Which team? That could be a deal breaker. A lot of Go Birds. Colin Nixdorf has left the chat. One Ravens fan, Brent Horder, which Colin is also a Ravens fan.
Diehard Raven fan there.
Chris Big Stick said, Pete would have lost all of us if he were a Cowboys fan. Ooh.
That's awesome.
Ooh. Cody is apparently a Commanders fan, Bourbon Battalion. Ooh. I mean, they're getting better. I'll give him that. But that's tough. Used to be a Steelers fan, then I grew to hate Pittsburgh sports fans. Look, I'm with you, bro. I grew up a baseball lover. Pirates are boring, and I hated the Yankees, so he's a Red Sox fan. I get that. Everybody loved watching Kurt Schilling and the bloody sock. All right, going back to grading scores, Zach M is asking, how important is finish to you?
How important finish is to me. I think
to your score.
To my score, I think it's probably about I don't know, I think it's maybe a third, because like that's the quality that like right now, like after I've just had this, that's what I'm feeling. And it drives me to want more.
Okay.
And that like and that's the thing, that's the bad thing when I get a good bottle and I'm like, oh, this is delicious. It gets me in trouble because the next morning I'm feeling it. You know what I mean? So I think that's the thing. So I think the higher the finish really lingers, and that's what gets me to drink more of it, which can be a good or bad thing, you know. So for sure.
I think for me, I feel like nose and palate are equal, but if one of them's gonna be mediocre, I would rather it be the palate than the nose. Don't know why that is, but if two whiskeys are one's a 6, one's a 7, and one of them has a mediocre palate, that's probably the 7 if it has a great nose for me. But finish, I think what I ultimately want out of a whiskey is a whiskey where there are similar notes throughout nose, palate, and finish. Like if I have a 9.5, it will always be like similar notes all the way through. And then the finish is long and lingering, and then the consistency to me is a part of the finish, and it's like thick and oily, like a good like coating mouthfeel.
Right.
So
see, and I think I lean more towards the latter, like how it hits your palate and the finish, only because like, so I bought Dancing Panda, and when you on the nose, it's fantastic, but then when it goes to your palate, like it doesn't match up to the nose. And so I think that's what it throws everything off, and that's why I think like the nose is essential, because it gets your palate ready for what's to come.
Yeah.
But then like that palate and then that finish is like the ultimate test. Yeah. And so I think the nose is a good indicator, but then if it's a letdown, like it could ruin your entire scoring process, you know.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think for me, like this is going to sound probably bonkers to a lot of people, but I actually think I enjoy smelling a whiskey as much or more as I enjoy tasting it. But yeah. And
I've heard that a lot of people, you know, in these small groups that I've had, they're like, I love smelling it, or, you know, and their aromas are like some of them are fantastic, you know.
Chris is getting me in the comments here. Wait, 9.5 with a good mouthfeel? Not touching that one. I think he did touch that one. All right, so Indiana Distiller. Do you want to know type of whiskey or actually type of whiskey, or do you want to ask your own question? I'll answer whatever question you got for me.
You want to answer whatever. Let's go with type of whiskey. We'll go with that.
This is a wheated bourbon.
A weeded bourbon.
Yeah, I think so. Little, somewhat spoiler. I think that's what makes this so unique. Like it is an Amberana finished. I'll give you that
Okay.
because you nailed that right off the nose. But I think what makes it so different is the weeded. I think that like it plays very well with the Amberana finish.
Man, see, I don't know one that's in Indiana other than Starlight. And I don't like because I know that I
Don't
think
don't
RD
get
one.
too don't get too hung up on state of distillation because MGP is in Indiana.
That's oh, okay. All right. So it's either okay, maybe Barrel. Barrel has they have a Amberana finish. That's what I would go with. Barrel Amberana finish.
Okay, it's not barrel.
Okay.
I would be very surprised if you've ever had this before. It is Oak and Eden, Wheat and
Wow.
Spire. It is a pick from Saubles. So he had this like I want to say middle last year, and it is like so it is in bottle finish. Like you can see that is the finish right there. That Amberana Spiral is
Yeah.
all the finishing that they give it. And for some reason they caught lightning in a bottle with this one, and it is amazing. Like it is a crazy good whiskey. Although Sherry guessed Nulu, and Nulu is a good guess as well. Would have fit Indiana and then also Amberana finished.
Yeah. I
And
don't.
I do like Nulu's Amberana finish, but this one is an entirely different beast. Like this is easily my favorite Amberana finish.
I'm telling you, that's a great one right there.
Yeah, yeah. I very much enjoy it. It was like I think it was sub $50. I think it was like $45 for 114 proof Amberana finish. Yeah, it's great. I wish he still had more of these. I don't know if he's going to do another pick of the Amberana at some point. I feel like the distributor was just kind of like, hey, take this pick and we'll give you a great deal on it. But Oak and Eden is not like a very popular brand because of their in
Yeah,
bottle finishing thing, which the idea of it being they're trying to make a whiskey like wine where it's like it gets better in the bottle with age is interesting, but I feel like the actual like the execution of it's not great.
yeah,
Chris said John loves that Oak and Eden. He's correct.
yeah. That's a fantastic bottle.
Bourbon Battalion said I'd rather finish whiskey in my sweaty gym stocks than drink an Amberana finish. Uh,
It's
so
not for everybody. It
I've
isn't.
yeah I've made this joke a bunch of times that Amberana is the cilantro of the whiskey world. Like half of people I feel like hate cilantro. I'm one of them. Spoiler alert. But I feel like Amberana is like either you love it or you hate it. There's absolutely no in between. So
Yep, I believe that too.
Bourbon Bestie says, haha, Cody, you get that cardboard thing. All right, you ready for the next one?
Let's go.
Number 3. And I definitely have the
Now,
correct number 3 this time.
I was gonna say I don't know what the proof is on this one because
Oh,
the
it's
label
115.
that's
It's 115.
115. Okay, so it's just a smidge.
Yeah. That's why I must have I put them in my phone, I guess, backwards for 2 and 3. I definitely know what 4 is. I definitely knew what 1 was.
Okay.
But I didn't fumble it as bad as Chris Big Stick samples from a couple weeks ago when the besties were on, because I literally did not write it down and I had no clue what 1 through 3 were.
I'll tell you what, just looking at number 4, like that is dark.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
For the people
God.
at home, here's the color difference. This is 3, and this is 4. Like they are
Jeez,
significantly different.
man.
You have a smile on your face. Might mean you might enjoy this one.
Sweet.
Sweet,
It's
for sure.
extremely sweet.
Sweet and nutty.
Mm-hmm. I definitely get the nuttiness to it. The sweetness is, I'm trying to pick up what it is. This could be one of the sweetest I've ever had, honestly.
So is it like too sweet like Rio to you?
It's not a sweet. You know what? It's like it's almost it's parallel to the Havana.
Mm.
I don't know if you've had the Havana
Hmm.
because I think Rio is too sweet with the honey. The Havana is like right on point, and then this
Well,
one is right about there.
trust your palate because this has one of the two finishes in Havana.
Okay.
Uh, Cody says, definitely cardboard and dirt. Yeah, Bestie's ass sweeter than Rio? Question mark. I don't think it is. In part because it's higher proof. Like at a 90 proof, this might be comparable to Rio, but I think the proof cuts in.
Yeah, the
Also,
proof
Sherry,
definitely cuts it.
Sherry, you've had this one and you didn't love it. That's not going to be a huge giveaway to a bunch of people, but I remember that I gave this to you blind one of the times that we've done a bunch of things, and I had her pegged for enjoying this, and she didn't.
She didn't enjoy it.
No. Yeah, it was awful because I was like there. I joke that I don't know anything about Sherry's palate, and it's accurate. Like there are certain things that I can like make assumptions. So I gave her the last time we did Bourbon Blinds with Friends for the summer series. Like I think it was like a month ago. I think it was the first one in July. Yes, Sherry, it is that one. And I gave her just a bunch of ones that I only had, like I didn't have bottles of them. I just had samples. So I gave her like Shanks and Blood Oath and Michter's 10-year, and there was another one. I forget what it was though. But it was all like low proof, and some of it was finished. And I, like, I can sometimes get it, but I feel like I have no clue what Sherry actually enjoys. Like I feel like as soon as I attempt to give it a shot, it's just not.
You're like, I'm right on, and then it's not.
Oh man, Commodore Thunder coming in here with some DP type action. He said John pegged somebody? Question mark. Yeah, no, I did not. That's the problem here. People be coming in with the craziest comments. We have an NSFW time here sometimes.
See, just from this, I'm just throwing it out there. I feel like it's like some kind of Nulu product. I could be wrong, but this is where I'm pegging Nulu, some kind of finished in something. But I don't know. That could be way off too.
Zach M said, "Oh, I remember that video. I think it was a live stream. I think it was one of the ones that we did promoting the raffle." Sherry said, "Honey finish. I'm easy." I mean, it's fair. I'm not going to give you 4 different honey. I actually don't own any honey finishes. I'm working on one though myself, so I'll give her that maybe the next time.
I had a short barrel honey finish, and it was just
Okay.
too medicinal.
Is that the bee's knees?
The bees, I think it was bee's knees 4 or something
Okay.
like that. And I sampled it down in Florida when I was down there, and it was just it was good, but it was like that. It's like drinking that honey cough syrup almost.
Yeah. Yep.
It was just too much.
I get that. I feel like the mixture of like whiskey proof and honey has the potential to do that. Like I feel like there's not always people will say medicinal cherry for like Old Forester and stuff like that, and I don't always get that, but I think that's just the interaction between alcohol and like that cherry flavor.
Yeah.
Andres Gonzalez says Nulu creme brulee. It is not that. I actually don't have a bottle of that. Zach, I think, does have a bottle of that. Zach Martin.
See, now the Penelope creme brulee. I know there's a love-hate with Penelope. Like some people love Penelope.
Yeah.
Some people are like, that's the worst thing ever. There's certain bottles of Penelope that I like,
Yeah.
and the Penelope creme brulee is one of them. I got in trouble one night with that. But that's the one I would recommend. Like if anybody says, "Hey, what bottle of Penelope would you get?" It would probably be that one.
Okay.
For sure.
And that's just like it's an architect, so it's just wood finish, right? Like there's nothing like special in that.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think so. But it's. I tested it against an actual architect that I had, and it's mountains. Like it's leagues away from it. Like
Okay.
there's a like an undertone to it that's just it's fantastic.
Okay. I wouldn't say that I hate Penelope. I'm not the biggest Penelope fan. I feel like a lot of their finishes are just them covering up like young whiskey. It's just my take. Some of them are good, like the Takai. I really enjoyed. You can't
Yes.
go wrong with their American light whiskey because it's just MGP light whiskey. But I think there's a few of their finishes. I think the VDN one, the what is it called, Valencia, I think,
Valencia, the orange.
is pretty good. I don't know.
I had I got the rosé on clearance. I was like, you know what? It's the only one I really haven't went into, and I couldn't do it. I was just like, I don't know. And then someone was like, you need to let it open up, and I'm like, I don't know if that's gonna help. Like, it's just
Well, so
that's not.
I mean, opening up is not like an end all be all. Like, there's definitely people who believe in like the neck pour being a thing, and I don't necessarily know that I believe
Right.
that. But the people who say whiskey got enough air in the barrel are also not correct. Because I think like in the bottling and transport process, like the bottle will naturally sweat some of that alcohol, so your first pour is not necessarily going to be indicative of what the rest of it is, especially something with a lot of oak to it. I think the more it
Mm.
oxidizes, it loses some of that oak, sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse.
I was gonna
But
say that could be a good thing for
right,
sure.
yeah. So I think it can be a double-edged sword. Commodore Thunder says the creme brulee was better than the marshmallow toast. Didn't have either, so I'm gonna take your word on that.
I didn't pick up the marshmallow toast because I was like, but the creme brulee, man,
Yeah. Yep.
that's where the jam is for sure. At least to me, anyways.
Uh, Let me see. Boo Penelope, Chris Big Stick. I clicked on the wrong one because something showed up. Zach said, "Yeah, that's what we had the night of the fireworks." Yep, I enjoyed that one. It's very good. Uh, Bourbon Bessie says, "John likes everyone I like the least." It's accurate. Uh, she also agrees that the creme brulee is better than the marshmallow toast. So, yeah, I don't know. Penelope is an interesting one for me, and I feel like this is just my opinion. I feel like people love it because they can get it, not necessarily because it's good. Like, because it's so available and you can just go and buy one. Like, to me, availability is not like a key component to me liking it. I think good whiskey is good whiskey, and availability is nice, but like I don't need to, like I don't go and pick up a bottle for Friday night. Like that's not me. That is definitely some people, and I can see where those people would value the availability of it. But for me, like I'll hunt something till I find it if I really want it. So
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't and like I said, I don't think I have like their like a Penelope Barrel Select or anything like
yeah,
that, but just that creme brulee. I do have a friend that's holding a cigar session for me, which I haven't picked up from him. I haven't had that one yet. Um, but he had both and he was like, yeah, the creme brulee is better than the cigar session. But it's kind of up in the air. Like I said, I haven't tried that one yet.
it's a good one. Um, it's different. So along the lines of your, because it has American single malt in it.
Right.
It could be very different than what you expect. I think it's a mix of bourbon, American single malt, and American light whiskey, if I remember
I was gonna
right.
say three, I think, the blend of three.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah,
the
that's what it
three of
is,
them.
I'm pretty sure.
Chris Big Stick says the cigar session is the only one that I like.
Mm, okay.
I really wish I could read. Hold on, let me see if I can resize this. I'll take Penelope American light whiskey, bourbon, no thanks. Some of these comments aren't showing up, and I apologize. I can't put them up. But that was Bourbon Battalion. Chris Big Stick said they like the P. It's fair.
You like the what?
They'll like the P on the bottle, but definitely
Oh,
an innuendo of sorts.
I I got a couple of their lives and their interactions. I think their mentality aligns with mine a little bit. I might just not be forward with that too much.
Yeah, I like a good joke. We're here to have fun.
Absolutely.
I want to do a Commodore Thunder says I want to do a comparison of the light whiskey versus the '70s bottle of Old Crow Light. So interesting. I don't think that old. I think that Old Crow got redistilled. That's why they called it light. Commodore Thunder Tell me if I'm right on that one or not. I know you asked me about this at one point, and I don't remember the answer. I know there was a bunch of companies in like the 70s because whiskey was not selling like vodka was, so they finished they matured bourbon and then they redistilled it at the end to like cut some of the bourbon flavor out of it. It's crazy.
Mm.
All right, so what do you think of this one?
I like it. It's got a sweetness to it. I can't pin it down to
Mm,
what it is, but it definitely it's more on the sweeter side. So if people don't like sweet, they're not going to enjoy
yeah.
this for sure.
Do you want to know what it's finished in?
Go for it. Let's see.
It is maple syrup barrel finished.
Okay.
So it's got very similar to Jack Daniels to me because I think it's got a lot of that nuttiness that Jack Daniels has with the like maple charcoal filtering.
Okay. What's the state?
The
Is it
state of
Kentucky?
distillation, no, it's New York.
New York?
Yep.
All right. The only uh I don't I can't say it's Widow Jane. I don't
Mm.
know.
That would be a great guess
Mm.
though because the decadence is
It's maple
maple
finished.
finished. Yeah.
I don't think it's maple. I don't think it's Widow Jane though. Hmm. I mean I dig it. Again, I do
Mm.
like it. It might be a little too sweet for some folks,
Okay. Yeah,
but
I
it
agree with
is
that.
good.
I think the proof cuts down into it a good amount.
It's like I think it's on the verge, like it's on the edge. Like I think some people will be
Mm.
like, yeah, this is too sweet. And but the proof to me, like I think it's a well balanced to the point where like the proof cuts it
Hmm.
down, like you said, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna just show you. How about that?
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
This is from Taconic Distillery. It is finished in maple barrels. It is 115 proof. It is distilled in New York. It does not say distilled by them, but I'm pretty sure it is. And it is a Saubles pick. So it is the Donuts pick. Saubles Donuts.
Now this has to be a little old because I started following Sawbles and I have not seen that pick at all.
I think he sold out of these finally, but he had them for a very long time. So
Really?
yeah,
Okay.
he had these on the shelf. I mean, for probably a year and a half, 2 years.
Man.
So
Okay. No, I mean it's good for sure. It is definitely good. You're throwing me for all kinds of curves tonight.
yeah, I am.
Taconic Distillery. I would have.
Wait for number four. Number four is gonna
Really?
blow your mind.
Yikes. Okay. But you're definitely right. You're up my alley, and the theme is definitely finished. So
You
we got
found
that.
the theme.
I found the theme.
Yep.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
think I was getting it from the first one, but
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, but get into two. I think it was especially when the second one is also finished. It's easier to tell what's
listen, if you don't want the rest of that last bottle, you're more than welcome to send it to me, or I can come pick it up. Like I will be there tomorrow afternoon, evening. So
I I keep it around because I think it's really interesting.
it is. It is. It is.
Yeah.
This one
Yep.
again. Look how
For sure.
dark.
Yep.
Jeez, that is insane.
Chris says, "Is it the nuclear waste pouch?" No. So I make cocktail pouches occasionally, and I developed what I call the nuclear waste pouch, where it's lemonade, margarita mix, the stuff they coat warheads in, and then 140 proof Kings County White Dog.
Jeez,
Absolutely crazy. The last bottle share I took them to, they were gone. I want to say most of them were gone in like 10 minutes.
that's
Crazy.
crazy. It's you know what the thing is that where did I drink White Dog? It's Garrison Brothers. I
Okay,
had
yeah.
Garrison Brothers White Dog. I never realized how sweet White Dog is.
Mm.
Like you look at it and you're like, and I had it. I was like, can I buy a bottle of this? Because it was extremely sweet. Hmm. Initially, I get grape off of this. Mm, hold on.
Zach confirms they are out of this bottle. Said he messaged Nick at the beginning of the year and said they were sold out.
They were sold out. Yeah.
Yeah.
They really had it to this year.
I think it was middle of last year. He had it. He had
Okay.
like one small row on his shelf for them. He had that in a Duke pick, like Duke is in like John Wayne
John Wayne Duke. Yeah.
bourbon. He had one finished in I believe it was Cab Sav barrels, and it sat there entirely too long. But it was a very tasty pick.
Also, let's do a plug on that. If anybody has a chance to go down to Saubles Market in
Oh yeah.
Whiteford, Maryland, like Nick is a fantastic guy. Like he knows his stuff, and the
Yep.
picks he does, they're really good. I've just picked up a Donkey Kong. I don't know if you can see it, like somewhere
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
That like is good. So,
That is his
all
most
right, here we
recent
go. Let's
Elijah.
see.
Yeah. Most recent Elijah Craig pick.
I get tons of tobacco on this one. It's like tobacco and
I can maybe see sweet tobacco. Like I think I get what you're talking about. I would say
it's like
probably more molasses.
a molasses tobacco, like
Yeah. What's the
raisin.
proof on pour
I
4? It is 122.8. Sorry.
want, yeah. I get tons of raisin on this.
Yeah, I get that. Yep.
Right? It's like that. It's crazy. Like it's like a Redmond tobacco,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
which is awful, but the smell, you get that
Mm-hmm.
initial
Yeah.
smell of it, and you're like, okay. And then you put it in your mouth, and you're like, yeah. But this is decent.
Yeah. A nice like chewing tobacco with a little bit of sweetness. So I get that. Yep.
Yeah. God, I can't get over how dark that is for sure.
Yeah.
You ever tried Detling? Because Detling's this dark as well.
Yep. I've had a few
Yeah.
Detling offerings.
Yeah.
There's some Kings County that turns out pretty dark too. I actually just had Gentleman and Whiskey, the tasting group, last night, and we did Rise of Darkness. So it was the darkest rise I could find. Started
Okay.
with Peerless Double Oak Dry. Kings County was the next one, and then 13th Colony. I had a 13th Colony store pick that was like all of them were crazy dark.
In 13 Colony, they just released what their cast strength or no, they're double oaked, I think.
Double Oak
What did
was
they
earlier
release?
this year. I think it's the cast strength that just came out.
The cast strength, maybe that's what.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the vibe I'm getting is like that raisin, tobacco, molasses, deep rich.
Yeah. Chris said 122.8 sounds really familiar. The Bull Run 15 sat there for too long. It was amazing. We went there yesterday, and he has 25 Shanks and John J. Bowman. He does have both of those. I was there on Friday. And he just he walks past me with a bottle of Shanks. He's like, "Yo, follow me." So, okay. Don't have to tell me twice.
Right. Well, I think another one that I saw a contender for one of the higher rated whiskeys of the year was that it's what is it, the Baumburgers PFG?
Yep.
I think that was one of them.
Precision fine grain are pretty effing good.
Mm. It's very florally though, and I'm
Yeah.
not a I don't care too much for florally necessarily. I don't know. I can't get into a Four Roses. I
I
just I
agree.
can't get in. I can't get into it. And people are like, "Well, did you try this one or this?" I like. There's so many different. There's like OBSK and OESF, and
Yeah.
there's just so many, and it's just like I can't get into it. I don't know what it is, and I want to. Like the bottles,
Yeah.
I mean, they're decent. They look cool and all that, but it's just
Yeah.
I can't get into it. It's
Yeah, I
like
bought
drinking cologne
Yeah.
or perfume or
Yeah,
something. That to
no,
me.
that's a great example. I do
Uh,
find them very perfumey. I have the 10 recipes, the original 10 recipes. They made like a sampler kit
I
for
saw
50
that.
mils of each of them. And
Yeah.
I bought that for like $130, and I cannot bring myself to do it. First off, it's a lot, right? I usually don't do more than 4 whiskeys at a time, honestly. So doing even if I split them between B and E, like the 2 mash bills, it would still be 5 whiskeys at a time, which is too much. Not too much, but it stretches my palate, I would say. So I just need to bite the bullet and do the individual mash bills. Or maybe I'll just do a live stream and do all 10 and just be smashed by the end. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't, and to me, like, are the variations that different that you're like, oh yeah, that's the one I like and that's the one I want. You know, I can't see that happening.
So it's interesting though, because what their premise is that it's the different yeast strains causing different flavors, which I think is a really cool, like, the whiskey nerd part of me is like, that's a really great idea. I love that. So I just haven't had a single Four Roses product yet that didn't have like rose or like hibiscus or like something super floral on it, or wasn't just cinnamon and baking spices. Because I've had a couple of single barrels that were just like, this is a cinnamon baking spice bomb and nothing else to it. So I
agree. I wholeheartedly agree. And the thing is, like, I want to hope, like, I just want to love it so much, and I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
Sherry says, I vote for all 10 alive for all 10, and I volunteer to join that because I love Four Roses. All right. We'll figure something out. She says, guess what? I have a PFG for the 2026 Big F and Waffle. And then
and what they did for that Big F and Waffle was incredible too.
Yeah. Yep.
That was just a great cause. Like, I donated and stuff, like, but that was a great turnout for that too.
Absolutely. Yeah. So what do you think of this one?
I like it. I don't know if it's I don't know if it's out there for me. Like, I don't know if would I buy a bottle. I don't know. To me, there's a lot of that molasses, like, raisin quality to it, and it's good. It's kind of like, I don't know. I don't feel that it drinks the 122 though.
No, it doesn't. I think it drinks more like a 110, 115 max.
Right. Like, that's where again, you can get in trouble with, like, it does not drink that 122.
Yeah, you could down an entire glass of this and it'd be fantastic. Johnny Dean popped back in, said, quick recap, what did I miss? So we've had Whistle Pig Alfa Romeo, the Oakeneden Amberana finished, and then the Taconic Maple. And seems like so far, maybe I'm putting words in your mouth, but you liked the Amberana the most.
I do, yeah. That's the one that I'm like, that Oakeneden, man. I'm still dreaming about it. So
yeah, I wish it wasn't gone.
And my thing is, like, you said it was a weeded, and it just, that threw me off. Like, it just, wow. That's crazy.
Quick shameless plug. I'm giving away pours of what you're drinking tonight in both the chat and the paid wheel tonight. And then I'm also giving away a bottle of Smoke Wagon Uncut the Younger. You cannot buy this anymore. It's a very good bottle. Comes in at 114 proof. And it's very tasty. That's part of my giveaway tonight. So if you're interested in that, either join the channel or drop a $5 super chat. Johnny Dean asked, Pete, do you like other Amberanas?
I do. I think, well, Starlight Distillery, that's one of my go-tos, and I have a rye that's finished in an Amberana, and then I also have a bourbon that's finished in an Amberana as well. Yeah. But those are the ones that, again, you don't get that sweetness from, but it definitely is that flavor from the Amberana for sure. Like, I do like that.
So I've had their actual cigar batch, which is their Amberana, and then I've
That's
had
what it is. Yeah.
store picks of their cigar batch, and the store pick was infinitely better. I don't know, other than it being 104 proof versus I think it was like 120 or
I was going to say
115 or
it's
something like that.
115,
Yeah.
120. And that's the only thing I've ever had is their store picks. So I haven't had any of their basic offerings. Um, Mine are both store picks.
Yeah, the one I had,
Sure.
the like standard batch or whatever it was, it almost gave me, I think, a window into why people don't like it. But I usually find it to be like Cinnamon Toast Crunch or like Snickerdoodle Cookie, like something in that like similar realm for me. So I think that's more, I think, what I get out of it, not necessarily like what other people get out of it. I don't know. Uh-oh. Something happened with your audio, Pete. I'm not sure what it is, but you're not showing up anymore on audio. Do. Can everybody still hear me? I know my waveform's going through, but I can't hear Pete. Chris Big Six says, "Did you say cookies?" No, I still can't hear you. I'm not sure quite what it is. Let me hide it on stream and bring it back up real quick. Let me take it off. Let me put it to unassigned. Unassign Pete from the source. Add to source. Guests. Alright, still not showing any audio. Not sure why that is. Oh, there we go. Yep. I think we're back. Hold on, say something real quick. Nope, it was off there for a second. I don't know what happened. It's weird. We can hear you, okay. Can everybody hear Pete? And I just can't? It's weird. Let me check on my end. Hide on stream, show on stream. What I might have to do, Pete, is I might have to disconnect you, and then you come back in. All right, so let's try that real quick. I'll hit disconnect, and come on back in. Oh shoot! I'm gonna send you a different code. You can't hear me. All right, sending him the code real quick. Gotcha, John. Perfect. Pete broke the internet. Love it. Andres Gonzalez, thank you for the super chat. Very much appreciated. We can hear you and not Pete. All right, cool. So, wasn't me this time. Not sure what happened. I had him for a second while we were there. Sorry, bestie. She's just joking with you. She's not actually angry. Andy Gonzalez. Sherry's even in the odds. Love that. Andy Gonzalez. Andres. Alright. What do we got here? Hoping for Pete to come back. Da-da-da-da. It says sent, doesn't say that he got it. Okay. Well, same. Also, sorry, I had to up my odds. John, what is the worst rye that you have tried? That one's tough. I feel like it's probably something young and corny, like young and grain forward. I don't know. Let me look at my shelf and see if there's anything bad on here, which there's not because I try not to drink bad whiskey. I want to say it's probably for me the Dad's Hat honey finish that I've had. It was like at that point I think Dad's Hat was like really young. I think I bought it like 2-3 years ago, something like that. And it was just not my cup of tea. It was like young and corny. Yeah. It's like the Young and the Restless. Skull and crossbones emojis. Love it. Yeah, I think that's probably the worst one I've had. Don't really know. Johnny, how was the SLB drinks pick at Highwire? How'd that go? Saw some pictures. I saw that Colin was there. Colin from Only Drams. I think that was fun. Wondering if Pete's internet took a dump on him or something because it's shows that he read it. Oh, he's typing. Hold on. I feel like the last 2 weeks we've had so many problems between like this and with Cody's. Not sure why. I don't want to leave the screen to make it just me because then I won't be able to see if Pete joins. So, what everybody else is drinking. Chris Big Stick said, I lost my badge too. No. What badge did you lose? I know Johnny's joined the channel. It's not Pete's fault. I don't think anyway. I'm not really sure. He did his. It's either on my end or his, as far as the quality dropping earlier. I don't think. I mean, maybe my wife's upstairs streaming Netflix. Maybe that would do it. I don't think that's what it is in this case because I could still see him. I just couldn't hear him. But Johnny Dean sipping on some Peerless double oaked bourbon. Okay, I had the double oaked rye yesterday. It was a pick from some random. Oh, Pete's back. Let's go. Nope. Guests. Show on stream. Pete.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes. Excellent.
Can you hear me now? There we go.
Good.
Peerless Double Oak. That's one of my favorites. I actually came home one day and it was gone. And I was like, where did it go? And my girlfriend had drank it all. So,
it's awesome.
So she does. She other than Buffalo Trace, that's the only other thing she likes. So I was like, okay, all right.
I think I had some batch. I think it was 10. And it was. I like it. I just feel like it's a little overwhelmingly oaky. I don't know.
I have a question.
Yeah, go for it.
Go ahead.
No, go for it.
So, what are your thoughts on El Mortilli? I just have to get that out there.
Sherry's gonna hate that I say this, but I think it's the worst Buffalo Trace product. No,
Absolutely.
We lost your. Okay, that's weird. We lost your audio again for a second.
Oh my God, are you there?
Yeah, no, we're here. I can hear you. I just couldn't hear your clap.
Okay.
I don't love it because I feel like it's very bland. I feel like it's bland and it's just kind of like, it's like bourbon water. Like, it's similar to me to Bowman Brothers Small Batch, but it's Bowman Brothers is much more available and much less rare and cheaper, I guess, because Bowman Brothers, I think, is like sub 30. So, I don't know.
Yeah. See, I went to the Bowman Brother, I went to Bowman Brothers and the tour, and again, not to bash them, but the tour was just like, it was a little lackluster. And I take the kids usually with me and they're just kind of like, but I have I was told the cast strength is the best out of their lineup. I've had their single barrel and I had a chance to choose between both and I chose a single barrel, of course, but
yep.
So I don't know.
Yeah, so there's a video on the internet. I've quoted it 1,000 times probably, and it's Elmer T. Lee on some like educational YouTube channel talking about like how he likes his bourbon, and the way that he describes his perfect bourbon is exactly what I don't like about bourbon. So for me, it
You mean with
oh
some
my word, hold
Sprite?
on,
I think
hold on.
it was like was a
Comment
Sprite?
comment of the evening. Bourbon Bestie says, one time I swear this man said E.H. Taylor's tasted like wood glue and somehow Elmer T. Lee is worse. Now, that is honestly because that's how bad Elmer T. Lee is to me. Like, it's just tasteless. Also, there are some times that I get tasting notes that are like, it's like a hint of wood glue. Like, it's not like this tastes like wood glue and wood shop or whatever. I don't know. But
See, to me, and again, I think it's because of that oakiness, but I feel like I'm drinking dirt.
yeah.
Like that's what I'm drinking. Like I just drink dirt. Like I'm tasting, like just get that sand and dirt and just
Yeah.
that's what I'm getting.
All
So
right.
I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah.
But people chase it all the time, and I'm like, no,
Yeah.
please don't.
Yeah. Commodore Thunder says Elmer T. Lee is a great mixer for Sprite. 100% true. Uh, while you were gone, we were talking about the worst rye I've ever had. And I think that is Dad's Hat had a honey finished rye. And I think it was just too young. And, like, it just didn't have enough going for me. Like, it was, like, grainy and sweet. And that was, like, not a great combination. So.
Okay. My
Uh,
worst rye is Campfire from High West.
that's a good one.
It's it's like rye, bourbon, and the peat. It just it kills me. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah. Zach Martin also said the worst rye he's had is a Willet Green Top. Got a lot of peat on the palate, and I really dislike Scotch. That's a big red flag for me. Yeah, I get that. Johnny Dean said, need to know if you like this Peerless Single Barrel Double Oaked Rye, and how much do you think you'd shell out for a bottle? Have you had it?
Peerless single barrel?
Yeah, Single Barrel Double Oaked Rye.
I've no, I haven't had that.
Okay, so I had one just the other night, and I paid 120 for it for the G&W tasting, and I would say I would pay max of $80, but I did enjoy it. I think it's good. I just think it's not very complex. So I think the thing for Peerless and I is that like they're very typically bourbon. They just don't have any like distinguishing characteristics for me. Like it's just like this is double oaked bourbon. Like it's like this is what Woodford double oaked would taste like at 108 proof. So I think that's very similar with the rye as well.
And I think I was talking to some employees at, I think it was Tamar's or one of the places, and they were talking about how, as far as Peerless, like they're a small run company, and that's what they charge for what they have. But I haven't had their rye yet, and I think, and I think you had the Only Drams people on, and like when I scan it, that's about what it runs is that 120. It's definitely a little bit higher than their double oak bourbon for sure.
Yeah, I don't feel like it should be that expensive. I feel like maybe it should be in that like 80-90 range. I feel like that's what I would pay for it. But it's I don't know. Chris Big Stick asks, how do you know what wood glue tastes like? Because smell and taste are linked, Chris. Is that like bougie paste eating in elementary school? No. It's not. Commodore Thunder said he'd rather have Benchmark Foolproof over Elmer T. Lee, and I wholeheartedly agree with that.
Yes, absolutely. I have a bottle of that and wholeheartedly agree as well.
All right, so what we got to do now, though, is we got to talk about your fourth pour there, which I think you just finished off.
Hold on. There we go. I don't know, just on the finish, I get a lot of cherry. I get a lot of cherry on that.
Yeah?
22. Hint. I feel like it's going to be something out there. Pennsylvania.
Yep. Also, thank you to Edelina Themez I'm probably butchering that name, and I apologize if I am, for joining the channel.
I don't know too many Pennsylvania distilleries, so it's either, what is it, Dad's Hat or Stolen Wolf.
This is not a rye. Zach in the comments saying, Pursuit Double Oaked Rye is super delicious. You know, I can't honestly say I've had a Pursuit product that wowed me. I don't know what it is.
I don't know. You got me all over the place tonight, brother.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Thanks.
This is finished in port barrels.
Port barrels and bring in that molasses to it, that raisin. Well, okay, the raisin, okay.
Yeah. It's not as minerally as I usually get off of port finish. Like, port finish to me is like usually pretty mineral-esque, especially like the Angel's Envy ones. A couple of guesses in the comments. Liberty Pole, 8 Oaks. And it is neither of those. Quick hint to our viewers. This is not a new one to Bourbon Blinds with Friends this summer either.
I don't think it's a Mason-Dixon product, but if it is...
Does Mason-Dixon do finishes?
I don't think so. That's why I'm like, that's the only other one that I'm like, maybe if they even had something. I don't follow them too much. That's the issue.
Yeah. Do you like this one? Let's go there.
It's okay. I don't think I'm gonna pursue it and go like out of my way for it. For sure.
Are you curious?
I am curious. Yeah.
All right. This is Pennsyltucky 5-grain bourbon port finished from Mid-State Distillery in Harrisburg. It is 53% corn, 23% wheat, 12% malted barley, 6% rye, and 6% oats.
Pennsyltucky. I saw that in Fine Wine today.
Yeah.
I haven't picked up a bottle from them at all. So
they do have a 4-grain. This is the 5-grain, and it's all their own distillate, and they finish it in port barrels. That's why I think it's so dark.
But what's the age statement on that?
5.6 years.
5.6 years. But here's the thing. That's actually pretty decent for that age statement. Yeah. Like, hands down. It really is.
Yeah, I think it's very good for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Hands down. Yeah, I don't know.
But also, I just bought half barrels. So I given this to the Only Drams guys, and both of them really enjoyed it, Colin and Trenton. And so I sent them, they have half bottles available right now, which are actually a different barrel than this one is. This was my first ever influencer bottle. They sent me this for free to review.
Okay.
So I really enjoyed it at the point, I'm no stranger to putting my foot in my mouth and, telling people what I really think, because with Liberty Pole, I said that I thought their 4-year rye was a little young yet, and they took slight offense to that. So, I'm no stranger to being honest about what I think, and I think this was very interesting to me. Zach asked, was this a vendor at the Team Foster event, and it was, yes. They did not have this one there, though.
But I think that's the problem with the industry, too, because, we had somebody who did a pick for, again, Mason-Dixon, and I'm not crapping on their stuff, but I had it, and it was something that I was just like, I can't finish, but other folks were like, "Oh, it's pretty good. Like, I enjoy this." And again, that's everybody has their own taste and interest. But I was just like, yeah, this is, you got to go back to the drawing books with this, because this is not where it's at. I know, but I don't know. Honestly, that was decent for 122, and then being finished in that is pretty good. Pennsyltucky. Yep. Pennsyltucky for sure.
Yeah. So it's I think I paid $26 for a half bottle at 100. The current barrel is 113 proof, I think. So it is significantly less, but it's pretty darn close to the color, because I bought ones for Colin and Trenton, and I'd given them samples of this one, so I kind of like side by side of the color, and it's very similar. So
Okay.
I don't know what the age statement on that one is. I think it was age stated 5 years, but that, I mean, could still be 5.6. It could be, a blend of, well, I guess it's not a blend because it's single barrel, but yeah. To me, like, there are certain things out there that just, every whiskey is someone's favorite, and you got to keep that in mind. Because there is a person who likes every whiskey, and I think it's just like, it's one of those things, man. Like, I think this is a great bourbon. I'm not expecting you to, like, enjoy it. I just threw it in there because I thought it was interesting, right? Obviously, the whole theme of this blind was finished.
Right.
And I think this was like...
I think it's good. I mean, especially for what it is. It's fantastic. I really do. If I picked it off the shelf and I was like, all right, I'm gonna go home and try this, I'd be like, this is great. If I'm like, okay, I know what it is, and I'm like, okay, I'm going into it, I probably wouldn't rate it what it is. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, okay, Pennsylvania, like whatever. Like, but no, I think it's great for sure.
Yeah. I think it, especially like if they get to the point where they're making this consistently and it's getting longer age, I feel like a non-port finished version of this would be really good. But to my knowledge, they don't have a non-port finished like version of it at cask strength. I think they have a 5 grain at 100 proof.
Okay.
But I would be interested to see what like a 6 or 7, maybe even 8-year version of this, not finished with the oats, is like, because I think the oats give it kind of that like that raisin molasses note to it. I think that's what's very interesting about it to me.
Yeah. It's I mean, you get that right off the bat too, like that raisin, like that molasses. You definitely get that to that.
Yeah.
In just the initial tasting of it,
Yeah.
So, wow, man, thank you so much for these. Like, it's kind of opened my eyes too, because I'm like, there's so many things close by, and I'm just like, wow. So,
yeah, absolutely. I'm glad that you could be a part of this. Somebody said something about you having a Detling. Pete, I spy a Detling.
I do.
I have a single barrel from Tiffany's. Do you find those in store?
So it's crazy because the actual cast strength Detling I got it on clearance in Towson, Maryland. Or was it Towson? No, it was it was where would I get it? I got it in Maryland somewhere, and I got it for like $30.
Wow, that's crazy.
Because nobody knows what Detling is, and it was a cast strength. I do have they're single barrel as well. I have 2. I have 1, and I have a backup. But I do have Detling, and Detling is just famous for their chocolatey, like just deep, rich, like heartiness. So
yeah,
for sure. I think they're spotting it. Where's it at? Yeah, right there.
The top shelf. Yeah.
Yeah, right there. I got both of them right there. One's the cast strength, and one's the single barrel. But I know if you're looking for Detling, Angel Share, they do a lot of picks. They just released some. One they were talking about, just there were 2 different ones, 2 different colored tops, and they were doing a lot of their picks and stuff. They do it all the time. So
yeah, Sherry and Chris and their posse were just there the other day. So all right, which one do you like the most?
It's got to be the Amberana.
Okay.
Yeah, that one it just blew me away. Just the quality and everything. And you said it was Oaken Eden weeded.
Yep.
It just blows my mind.
Yep.
Hands down.
Yeah.
Now, out of these 4, what blew you away, or do you that you like? What would be your go-to?
I hate it, but the sucker for me is that Whistle Pig Piggyback. I think it's one that like it's not an everyday for me because I really honestly don't have an everyday whiskey, but for me it's the like I find myself thinking about it more often, and there's just some whiskeys that like every once in a while like. You ever just have that like craving for a certain whiskey pop in your head? If it's going to be a certain whiskey, for me, it's going to be this Whistle Pig Piggyback. I don't know what it is. I think it's just the like how deeply fruity it is and how great of a finish it is. But that for me is what it is. Also, Chris Kager, who was in the comments earlier, sent me a picture of him drinking, I think it's lychee flavored sparkling water. Yeah, lychee flavored sparkling water from Sanzo, and now I have to go find that. So I think
That'd be right up your alley.
I think I'm a slut for lychee finish stuff. But all right, so what's your takeaway from this evening?
You know what? My key takeaway is you never know what's out there
Mm,
because all these products, like, and the big thing is the mainstream. Like, you got Buffalo Trace,
mm-hmm.
you got Wild Turkey, you got Maker's Mark, but there's so many products out there that'll blow your mind away. You
Yeah.
just got to go find them, and you
Yep.
got to figure out what there is.
Yep.
And that's what I think for. Again, I push a lot on Starlight, but there's
Mm-hmm.
you say, hey, have you tried Starlight? People don't even know what Starlight is,
Yeah.
and that's the big thing. Is like there's so many varieties and things and wonderful product out there, but people just they don't understand, they don't know,
Yeah.
and they go to what everybody's looking for. They're looking for that Weller Special Reserve, which any of these samples you gave me, I would take that over Weller Special Reserve any day,
I agree with
hands
that.
down, right?
Yeah.
So.
All right, man. Where can people find you?
You can find me on TikTok. That's where I do most of my stuff. Facebook, I have DarkmeatPete as well, and then I'm trying to get into YouTube. Like
Okay.
that's the next step. Really just trying to post videos on there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but that really is my next step, and getting a brand and a logo and things like that.
Yeah.
So, but I appreciate the time on here.
Absolutely.
I really do. I'm still. You said you started what back 2019, I think is when you started,
I
or
started
when
drinking bourbon in 2019. I started doing this 2021, something like that.
yeah. So I got a lot to catch up on. I started in late 23, early 24
Yeah.
maybe. So I have a lot of catching up to do, but I love it. I love the industry. To me, the biggest thing is just meeting with people and talking and really getting opinions of other folks and just really hashing it out, seeing what there is and just the community itself. That's my love, and that's what I'm going to do day in and day out, probably till the day I die. So.
Yeah. Yeah, the community is great. I love talking with like-minded people like yourself. So, if you guys want to follow him, in the description there is a link to his TikTok. There is I believe I tagged your YouTube channel in here. So give him a follow, give him a subscribe, wherever you can. Any plans to get Instagram at any point?
Potentially, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen my latest video, I show you how to make your own Eagle Rare at home. So please make sure to
All right.
follow that.
Absolutely. All right, Pete.
So,
It's been a pleasure. We're gonna skip to our giveaways this evening, but we're gonna say sayonara, sir.
all right, take care. Have a great night, guys.
Hey, you too. Thank you, Pete. All right, so give you a couple more seconds if you guys want to throw some comments in here. I'll make sure that I got everybody's comments, names in, catch up on some stuff. Pretty interesting. Oh, I can't. I don't know. Can't put comments up here right now, but Commodore Thunder says Green River is better than Weller Special Reserve, and I don't think I could agree with anything more at all, possibly. Currently, you have better odds in the chat wheel than you do in the paid wheel. Thanks in part to Joe Unfiltered gifting out a bunch of subs. Let me make sure I got everybody in here. Got Johnny Dean was our first comment. Bourbon Battalion, John Crawl, Bourbon and Balls, who ended up subscribing, so thank you for that. Donald Smith, Brett Horder, Andy Gonzalez, a little old ooh, I did not get a little old fashioned. Also, he's a little old fashioned, not a little old fashioned. And then I'm gonna not get the correct amount of syllables on that. I apologize for that. Andy, Chris, Trisha Spriggs, Colin Nixdorf, Brett Horder, okay, Chris Cater, Jeffrey Wack, Chris Cager. All right. if you are in here and you do not see your name in the comments, you let me know. Think I've got everybody. Pretty sure we got 13 people viewing. Got 13 people viewing. We got 19 total entrants tonight, which is crazy. So we are going to cut that. We have the paid wheel and we have the comments wheel. We'll do the comments giveaway first. First thing we're going to give away is pours from tonight. Everything that, actually, let's give you a taste of what that is. Take the Glens off the table. Put them over here. Do that. These are the pours from this evening. Taconic maple, and finishes with the Pennsyltucky, which I think is a fantastic whiskey. I think Pete liked it more once he found out what it was, which is no shade. We're going to shuffle this a little bit. So, pours. Oh, Andres, missing you. I can't miss you, man. Your name is so close to Andy's that I think I missed it. Makes sense. Shuffle a few times here. Bam. 20 total entries, which gives you just slightly worse odds than the paid... Well, actually slightly better odds than the paid wheel. So, 4 pours of what we are doing tonight. That is going to go to a little old-fashioned. All right. We'll get that in here. I'm actually writing things down this time, so I don't have to rewatch this video 13 times. All right, and then we've got a sticker pack going on for the Summer Vibes collection, which is also the shirt that I'm wearing this evening. Sticker. And another sticker with Santa Glen on it. So we'll remove a little old-fashioned. We'll spin the wheel again. Best of luck to everybody. Looks like that is going... Ooh, that was another close one. Going to Zach Martin. Sorry, I guess I shouldn't dox your name on the internet. It's going to Zach M. All right, so then... We've got 3 paid giveaways this evening. So I guess your odds are just about the same since it was 20 for 2 versus 24 for 3. Shuffle a bunch of times here. We are giving away this Smoke Wagon Uncut the Younger, which is a fantastic bottle if you have not had it. It was donated back by Justin because he already has one that he has opened. So he took Jewel Rye pours from my collection instead. But we're going to give away the smoke... Well, I have it written down that we'll do Smoke Wagon hat and then pours. But we're going to do pours, then the hat, then Smoke Wagon. So we'll go in reverse order. So our pours are going to Blessed by God. Pray that we are all blessed by God. So if you are still in the chat, give me an email at gentlemanandwhiskey@gmail.com, or if you look in my description, you can see the link tree. In the link tree, there's a contact me section. So please do so if you would like to get these pours. Next up, we got a Gentleman and Whiskey hat. Leather patch. They're super nice. And that is going to Chad Smith. Congratulations to Chad Smith. And then finally, the Smoke Wagon Uncut the Younger. Giving that away to Edelina Thamez. Thank you for joining. She actually joined this evening as a member on the channel. So if you would not mind, please either hit me up on Instagram at Gentleman and Whiskey or send me an email at gentlemanandwhiskey@gmail.com, and I will get this bottle to you. So thank you for joining. Congratulations on your bottle. Thank you. Oh, Pete. Thank you to Pete for joining this evening. I had a ton of fun talking whiskey and just hanging out with you. It was a great time. So I'm going to need you all to look in the description, and you need to go and to subscribe to Pete here on YouTube. You need to subscribe to him on TikTok if you have TikTok, or Facebook. He does a bunch of stuff on Facebook. So give him a subscribe. Give him your love and support. Thank you all for loving and supporting me. I am, as always, very humbled by the amount of people who choose to donate money or, join the channel and support what I'm doing here. So thank you all for that. Thank you, Johnny. Congrats to the winners, and thanks to John for another live stream. Thank you. Really appreciate it. I have stuff coming your way this week, so stay tuned for that. Zach M., thanks for the great live stream. I do my best. I like to have fun in front of a camera. If you guys are not busy, next week at 7, we have Josh from the Kingpin of Smoke on. So he and I will be doing some possibly Scotch pours. I already have his stuff poured. I don't want to dox too much of what it is, but it'll be a fun time. He's a great dude, and it'll be just another great live stream. Edelina, thank you for joining, and you are welcome. Just make sure to contact me so I can get this bottle to you. If you guys like this content, don't forget to like and comment on this video and subscribe if you haven't already, and check out my other content. And as always, we hope you'll join us in drinking like a gentleman. Cheers.